everyone, Jen here for Jandy Bell Designs and Country Craft Creations with you today. I am going to do a little walkthrough of my finished Simple Stories Say Cheese Classic Mouse album. And for this album, I used Black Artisan for the wrapping. I did do this in the lay flat method, which is linked below if you're not familiar with that. This album is 9 3/4 by 6. And it has a 2-inch spine. I used several different papers as far as my solids for this. I did use my colors. This is the Oceanside. There is some Granite Glimmer, my colors on the inside. Daffodil, which is the dotted my colors. And then the Chinese Lantern, which is the red version of this. So on the cover, I used some of the chipboards. I had a, what are these called? Viewmaster die in my stash, and there is one of these that came out in one of the boxes previously from CCC, so you may have a Viewmaster die. If you don't, you can just put another circle in a color there. This is the blue here. I also had some of this trim, which is linked below, left from a previous design team package, and the dotted small ribbon here. So on this cover, I used some of that blue, the Oceanside. I also used the white layering 65-pound smooth cardstock, which is great for matting. And so each one of these is 1/8 of an inch smaller as it goes down. So my, well, actually, no, it's not, because I put this blue here. So what I have on here for the white is 8 7/8 by 5 7/8. And then they're 1/8 of an inch smaller from there, okay? And then I added a little strip of the scraps of the dotted paper here, the designer paper that I had, a little strip of the blue, a little strip of the yellow, and then this piece here is 5 3/4 by, if I can get this ruler where I want it, by 5 1/2. On the back, I did the same thing, the trim and that, but here I used my cinch machine to make this little fun film strip. If you don't have a cinch machine, you can use a hole punch and just simply measure out your holes and run them down the side of a piece of Black Artisan. Cut your white squares, cut out these in squares, which is a whole sheet of paper of these squares with the Mickeys and Minnies on them, and then you just put them on there, and it turned out great. It looks just like a film strip. I used 2 colors of seam binding for my closure. And when you open this album up, we have, just want to make sure everything's in film here. So here's that granite. And then what we have here is a magnet. And you could put a picture on the back side of this as well. In this pocket, I have a couple picture. Here I used that Viewmaster die from my stash again. And I did use... do this little photo mat here. This photo mat is 7 1/2 by 5. And then this is just the cut aparts, the journaling elements that I popped up on cardstock. The next page over here, I did that with my cinch again to make a little closure for this little flip out. And there is a small photo mat in this page, or in this pocket, which is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And this does fold out, so you get this side here for a picture, and then you get these two as well. And I used some of the stickers from the collection, and then you have all this room here for a picture. This just slides in, and that is how that closes. There are 2 pocket pages in the 4 signatures, so 2 that are pockets, 2 that are not. These have larger photo mats in them, and the photo mats that fit best in these pocket pages are 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. And for this one, I just used that white 65-pound smooth. pop some seam binding on the edge to pull, and then I use 2 smaller ones on the back side. And that just slides right in the pocket there. Flip to the second side of signature 1 has stacked pockets, and we have some photo mats in here. And this one is 5 by 4.5. This one is also 5 by 4.5. And this one is smaller because I used one of the journaling elements. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I just used the 65-pound smooth on the back. Here we have a repeat. So you will see that page signature 3 will be the same as signature 1, and then when we get to signature 4, it's going to be the same as signature 2. Different papers to decorate, but the same style of page. So this is magnet closed. Open this up and you have all this room for pictures, and I just have a photo mat laying in here that is 5.5 by 4.5, and that just kind of fits under there. Use some of the stickers again in there. And on the back side of signature 2, we have a photo mat we pull out, and this is 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, so the same size as the ones that go in the pockets. And I've used some of the stickers. Here I put some of that 65-pound smooth and cut some squares with the Mickeys and Minnies. And here we have a waterfall, sideways waterfall on this page, and then you have a pocket here, and that is what holds this waterfall closed. Okay. Signature 3, again, this is a mirror image of signature 1. So we have our little belly band that comes across, and then we have a 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 photo mat that goes in here, and then this folds out just like the other one did. I used some of the rub-ons throughout here as well. There's some here. Sticker down here. And again, we have our pocket page at 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. 2 photos on the back, 1 large photo on the front. And then again, stacked pockets. And I have several different types here. So this one is a flip up bifold using the 3 by 4. So this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And on the inside are photo mats using that 65-pound smooth white. This one is also, this one's smaller. So this one is 3 by 3 3/4. White on the back. Then I used some of the tags, and I did put the brads and this red jute on all of the tags. And I just sandwiched a front and a back, a piece of black artisan between the front part of the tag and a back part of a tag, and added the brad and cut around the edges. Another one here. This is a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And our last signature here, I added a little corner pocket. I do show you how to do that in the tutorial. A couple more of those tags. You open this up, and you have this fun, we have some rub-ons here. This one is a 5 1/2 by 4 1/2 photo mat. And again, we have a magnet in here. And then our other waterfall, it's a mirror image of signature 1, signature 2. And again, we have our 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. This one I did do just 1 large. I didn't do the 2 pictures, but you could. And I have stickers here. Again, we have our 5-page waterfall here. And I wrote on that one, I need to fix that. That happens. And here we have our mirrored image of the front cover with our little 4 by 4. This opens. You can put a picture here. And I have another one of the journaling elements that I matted on Black Artisan, and then the 65-pound smooth. And again, we have a 7.5 by 5 photo mat. So that is my Simple Stories Say Cheese, a Classic Mouse album. Again, I hope that you have enjoyed this little walkthrough. I don't know what that is. And make this. This paper is adorable. And if you have somebody in your family that just absolutely loves Mickey and Minnie Mouse, especially the classic, older Minnie and Mickey, this paper is perfect for that, for a Disney trip, anything. So that's all I have for now. I have a tutorial coming up soon. Bye-bye.